Hey guys, Miss Amber here. I'm going to break down how the competition is actually going to work in your ring. So you're going to start off with your forms competition first. Alright, so you guys will line up. After you guys have warmed up, the center judge says we're ready to go. They're going to call 3 competitors up first. The first person's going to come up. They're going to stand nice and tall, give a nice low bow. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Super loud. Go to the center. The judge will tell them ready stance. They'll do their form. Once they're done, they're going to have a seat off to the side. They're not going to get a score just yet. Then the second person's going to go up. Same thing. Give a loud yes ma'am, yes sir, bow, do their form, have a seat off to the side. Then the third competitor is going to come up and they're going to do their form. Once the third competitor is done, they'll line up the first 3 competitors. The first competitor will take a step forward and that's when they'll get their score. Then they take a step back. The second competitor comes forward, gets their score, takes a step back. Then the third competitor comes forward, gets their score, and takes a step back. This is just so the judges can get an idea of the ring and get a really good average for the scoring and know what to expect for the ring. After that, those 3 competitors will have a seat. Any competitor afterwards, so the 4th competitor and the rest of them, will come up, do their form, and immediately get their scores. All right, now when you're doing your form, you want to make sure, again, you give those loud yes sirs, yes ma'ams to the center judge. You get in a nice strong ready stance, and you do your form with great stances, lots of power, and loud yells. All right, once that's done, they'll have everybody have a seat, and the judges will count out the scores. In the event of a tie, the way we break it is the 2 people are tied. The first person will come forward. They'll do their form again. Just like the beginning, they'll have a seat off to the side. Then the second person will come up, do their form, and then they'll line up those 2 people. The first competitor will get all 8s. Again, setting an average. Then the second competitor will either get 7.5s or 8.5s. And that's how we're going to break the tie. All right? So that's how, and then once that's done, they'll count out the scores. Another important thing to remember, if you make a mistake in your form, the judge may ask you to do it again. If that happens, you do it to your best of your abilities. The judges will give you scores based on what they saw. At the end, there will be a 1-point deduction for having to do it over. All right? If you have any questions on that, don't be afraid to ask us. I know it's kind of a lot. But once all that's done and the judges count, and they have a 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th place, then you move on to your sparring. Now, for our 1-steps or our sparring combinations for our white, yellow, and orange belts, you guys will line up. They'll give, one person will get a little red tie into their belt to determine they're the red side, and then there's the blue side. All right? You get points with the 1-steps and the sparring combinations for moving fast, having good technique, and giving loud yells. All right, so the one person will go, the center judge will tell you to go, then the other person will go, and then they'll give points depending on what the judges saw. And then you'll do that for 3 rounds. It's majority of 3 wins, so 2-1, 3-0, however it ends up working out. Now for the actual sparring itself, you guys will put on your gear, and then you'll line up. So the point sparring, you get 1 point for a kick to the body or a punch to the body. All right, you get 2 points for a kick to the head. You get 2 points for a spin or a jump kick to the body. You get 3 points for a spin or a jump kick to the head, and you get 4 points for the head if it's a jump reverse kick. And then for the body, again, since it's 2 for the reverse, you get 3 points for a jump reverse. All right, legal target areas are above the belt, in the stomach, ribs, chest area, and the helmet, anywhere there's foam. All right, you cannot kick below the belt or kick or punch to the back. Those will result in warnings. Now, for warnings, the way that works is if you get a call for a warning the first time, the other person gets 1 point. If that person gets a second warning, the other person gets 2 points. So now that's 3 points to 0. That's a lot of points. If you get a third warning, unfortunately, you're going to be disqualified. Another reason, too, if you draw blood for any reason, if you accidentally kick somebody in the nose or the mouth and there's a little bit of blood, again, for a safety precaution, you would be disqualified for that as well. All right, so that's kind of how the point system works. Now, what they'll have you do is there'll be 3 judges. There'll be a center judge and 2 corner judges. All right, there'll also be a timekeeper and a scorekeeper. They'll line you up. You'll face the center judge. You'll give a nice low bow. They'll have you face your partner. You'll bow to them. Then the center judge will ask if everybody's ready. Make sure the scorekeeper's ready, the timekeeper's ready. You guys will get back into your fighting stance, ready to rock and roll. The judge will say go, and that's when the sparring match starts. Again, you want to get those points. Now, any judge can call break. The center judge will make sure that you guys stop, but make sure you're listening for that. We'll make sure we try to be as loud as possible to make sure we get your attention. You'll go back to your spot, and then the center judge will call for point. And whoever saw what they saw, if they saw a kick to the head on the red team, they'll call 2 points over here. If they saw a punch to the body, they'll call 1 point over here. And if they saw a warning, their hand will go down low. It's a majority rules. All right, so if 2 judges saw a kick to the head over here, but 1 judge saw a kick to the back, the majority rules is the 2 kicks to the head. So that person would get 2 points. All right, now let's say the center judge saw a punch to the body, but the 2 corner judges saw a kick to the head. So then again, the majority rules would get those points. All right, at the end, you face each other, bow, you face the center judge, and bow. All right, now I know this is a lot of information. So again, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to come to one of the instructors. And the center judge of your ring will make sure that we help each child. They'll make sure that they know what's going on. They know what to do. We will help guide you so that every child has a really great experience with this. All right? And that's how the point sparring is going to work with the competition. Once that's done, again, the judge will kind of add up everything. You'll figure out the rankings, and you'll go and get your medals.